Yeah, for those of you who always complain, we always come on late. We came on live 10 seconds earlier this time. 10 seconds just for you, okay? Manchester United 2, Leeds 0. Salam sejahtera and welcome to JomUnited. We are a Malaysian Manchester United fan channel. Yes, dengan bangganya Buatan Malaysia. Okay, and just like Manchester United today, the way that Eric Ten Hag set up the team, we set up our team today of the panelists pretty strong. We got Doc, we got Raj, and we got Smurf Guaya.
Oi.
Okay, let's jump straight into it. All right, question to you, Smurf. Okay, why the hell did Eric Ten Hag started Harry Maguire?
No, to give us a heart attack, lah. Put it that way. I mean, you can't deny it. We all had a heart attack as United fans. I mean, seeing him on the team sheet, and of course, when he started the game, even the second half when he started, he was just so slaggy. He's just too heavy. Couldn't make a 180-degree turn. Well, for me, Maguire, the question is actually why is he still in the team?
Squad depth.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need this kind of so-called human being in our team. Put it that way, lah. I mean, I don't even want to call him a football player, lah. He doesn't suit to be a football player at the end of the day. Maguire is just utter shit. He's rubbish. He should just leave Manchester United. Simple as that.
Okay, maybe Raj, maybe you can add on because you're another avid fan of Manchester United. I mean, avid fan of Harry Maguire in Manchester United So,
Raj Maguire.
Why? We need some input, some logic behind this. I'm sure Eric Ten Hag. I think he actually came out saying that. I mean, the choices that he does, right? He doesn't gamble. Okay, but this is like literally suicide, man. So. What's your take? Why did he actually play Harry Maguire?
Probably you want to throw a parody at Leeds United to see can you all attack and score a goal with Maguire in the team. It almost happened, right? What kind of cartoon act was going on? He was trying. I mean, the entire stadium, the people in the grave, the people who are outside, the people are inside, the people are everywhere knew that he was going to pass the ball back to the goalkeeper, and that was exactly where Bamford went. And it was true enough he couldn't score. I think it was Bamford, right? I'm not sure who was the striker who was actually
Bamford. Yes, it was Bamford.
So that shows his level, like I always say, he has tunnel vision. He can only see this much. He can't see this side, he can't see that side. He's always this his peripheral vision is this much only. Tunnel vision. So that's a problem. So as to why Maguire played, I think it's down to keeping players fresh for the Barcelona game. I guess Eric Ten Hag thought about it, but then again, he could have actually started Martinez because Martinez won't be available against Barca anyways. So I don't know why was it, but thank God we came out with a win, with a clean sheet to be more precise. All right, thanks to you see Diego Dallo, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw. How many times did they actually venture forward? Because they had to babysit this player who doesn't even, he can't get his head out of his ass. That's a problem. So I honestly don't know. Maybe it's just to give him a moral boost or what, or maybe he was just playing a parody with Leeds. That's the biggest logic I can think about, because I can teach a person who has never played football before to do something and to do something more better than Harry Maguire can ever do in his entire life on a football pitch. Let's put it simply that way. So
I think personally, right, Eric Ten Hag just want to flex, want to flex his ability to people like Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, saying, "Oh, you guys draw. Let me show you something. Let me show you how we win a game with a clean sheet with Harry Maguire." Okay, and I think he managed to prove his point, lah.
Right. I think, Dom, the only thing I can think of is probably you wanted to rest Varane. Want to rest Varane, so you need a right-sided centre-back, and probably Martinez wouldn't fit there, right? So you would be the toss-up.
Lindelof?
Yeah, it would have been toss-up between Maguire and Lindelof, but I think he went with Maguire for this game. My biggest surprise was why Martinez didn't start, because considering he's not playing the Barca game, I would have thought he would be a sure shot to play at the left side of defense, But I guess the only thing I can think of is that they wanted to rest Varane, and on the right side it's either Harry Maguire or Lindelof, and he went with Maguire for this game.
Smurf better than Maguire. It's by Jack. Okay.
I mean, let's put it this way. I had a text from a Kaki Bangku. Used to be he used to be my former schoolmate. We still keep in touch though. He actually texted in the group that basically, is Maguire as good as him? I mean, knowing that he's a Kaki Bangku, put it that way. Lah. I mean, people who can't play football is comparing themselves with Maguire. Lah. So, I mean, that is just utter rubbish to keep him in Manchester United. Come on, we got to let him go. We got to move him out. We got to ship him out of the team. Simple as that.
To think about the fact that he's actually the freaking captain of the biggest team in England. That actually is unacceptable. This is not the standard that United is trying to set. And
He's
as
a
we
liability. He's a liability to any teams, lah, bro. How many teams have we relegated in the past?
You see the passion shown by players like Malaysia, passion shown by Sabitzer is like 2 or 3 games old and he can play. He understands the game better than someone who has been here and wearing a captain armband thinking that he's a captain, but he's not doing anything. He's doing even worse than a water boy standing outside, So I seriously don't get it.
Come 26 February, Maguire is going to lift the Carabao Cup. Okay. Come, man. He's going to lift the EPL. Man, the time. I mean, I will be saying, I told you guys.
I think they need to leave him out of the squad totally. I think to come in his suit and sit down in the press box or something.
We'll give him a VIP seat, for God's sake.
Dom, when I saw the starting lineup, man, I think we did the TikTok video earlier, right? I said, maybe today he might perform. And the first pass he made, right, the back pass, bobbling to David here, right? I said, oh my God, here goes. And he was just down from there.
No, put it that way, Doc. You talk about the first half. I mean, every one of us, the 3rd minute when Leeds almost scored, where they blundered the shot up the bar. I mean, everybody is putting the blame on Dalot because he did not close down the cross in. But once again, I think it was Bamford, if I'm not wrong. Where was Maguire? How far behind was Maguire towards the person who had the final touch before De Gea actually made that leg clearance? Where was Maguire? It's his man.
But
so I mean, a lot of people fail to see that.
The comical part of it,
Maguire does better defensive duties than Maguire. Let's put it that way.
The funny part is when he's trying to play from the back, he'll be passing to initially it was
right,
then after left, right. He'll be pointing. He'll be literally passing the ball to the other guy, asking him to do that long ball.
And the worst part, right? He slows down everything. He invites the press, and then he panics. The moment one player acha, he's like panicking,
And the guy is like damn far away,
I mean, but at the end of the day, did you see the look on De Gea's face during the game?
But that
Bagger was stressed 110%, dude.
He messed up that one. De Gea messed up that one. I'm going to save that question to the very last, okay? Because if Doc mentioned that De Gea is the man of the match, I'm going to throw this question at you.
No, but he's always under pressure when he's playing with Maguire because Maguire does these kind of stupid things. You don't see this with Varane and Licha playing in the centre back. There was no reason to actually make that pass back also. He was clear there. He held the ball, and then when somebody, they started closing in, he just got panic and passed back. He does that kind of rubbish. That's the problem. Everybody is on tenterhooks to lead our whole defense because of Maguire. And then half the time he's standing with his hands outstretched or he's pointing, you pass here. But he doesn't do the pass,
Delegate, Doc. Delegate. That is the leader.
No, if he wants to do that, I believe that the UK traffic police could actually use him very, very well. Come on.
There was one comment from the commentary team. They said, "Oh, Maguire is, probably chosen by Ten Hag to slow down the game." Hey, he was doing
No, it's like all our United rejects end up working for the transport department. One guy will be doing traffic, one more guy will be
doing transport, exactly.
Okay, Doc, I'm going to ask you this question. Okay, Alexandro Garnacho, right? Got to talk about that. Okay, because I think the first, the earlier on last week that we actually faced Leeds, right? I think a lot of fans, we were saying that, okay, maybe this guy can't really start and whatnot. And long and behold, he came in the second half and he made an impact. Okay, when the defense of the opponents, when they tire down and whatnot, he can actually show his speed, his strength, pretty much his speed. So what's your take on his performance today, Doc?
Definitely. I told you, right? The thing with he's young, he's 18, he's still small size. His major asset is his pace. And when he comes in as a sub, right, you can see how clearly he took on. I think it was Ailing. Ailing was already tiring, right?
Yeah.
He just got in front of him, and then he was beaten. He cut inside of Ailing already, and his finishing normally is quite decent. And when he's got that additional sort of stamina over the defender, right? He does very well. So at the moment, he's a good impact player. I would think when he starts, he doesn't have that same impact because he's still young, because he doesn't have that upper body strength, right, to beat defenders even with his pace when they are fit. Yeah, so he's a good option off the bench. The problem is we don't have good starters as well, right? That is another problem because up front we are lacking of a striker. So some Rashford is play there, then the wings become a bit of an issue. Yeah, but he's a good young player, a good prospect, and I think he will only get better as he starts to build up a little bit lah. You send him to you, Coach Tom.
But fans, right, in a way, fans, I think we have to be patient
Yeah.
with this guy. I think he's only 18, 19 and whatnot. We got to give him chance, and I think he will grow, he will prosper, he'll be a gem. He'll be a fantastic player for us.
No,
I think my
ETH
only
is actually
concern
doing
with
the
him
right
is...
thing.
Sorry, go ahead, Spurs.
No, ETH is actually doing the right thing with him. I mean, not starting him. There's not much pressure on him. The expectation on him is high, but of course, ETH is trying to reduce it. And I mean, this is the way to actually groom a young fellow. So I mean, a lot of credit to ETH on development of Garnacho. I mean, and we can also see it with Sancho today when Sancho came in. I mean, that's another person that ETH sidelined him for some time. Make sure that he is mentally and physically ready for the game before bringing him in. But the only thing I would take away credit from ETH is still starting Maguire.
I think my
That's the
only
only
concern over Garnacho, right, is actually his attitude. I think there were some concerns early in the season. I think Bruno brought it up. He's got some attitude issues. I think he was also punished by ETH for his attitude. And not only that, I think it's some of that contract talks, his agents are talking to Real Madrid. Those are the things that can sideline really good players like this. When they start to get distracted at such a young age. That is my only chief concern. I think on the pitch, he does the job, especially when he comes on as a sub. I think starting he still has some work to do. But yeah, he's a gem, but I hope his attitude doesn't spoil him.
But the contract situation, I think Rashford also did that also. What his brother was talking to some PSG fella and whatnot. So I don't think that is pretty much an issue. And then I think if just say they have a bit of that rebel kind of attitude, right? That's where they can actually be a very good striker. I mean, all those good strikers, even Tevez and whatnot, they had all these kind of issues as well. I mean, last time at their peak and whatnot. So I think it's fine as long as they don't go off doing criminal kind of stuff, like maybe Greenwood and whatnot. I think it's still okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Rashford is slightly different. Local lad, he probably didn't want to leave. He was only at that point, I think there was some issue within the club, right? He felt let down and things, and maybe that's why he did it. But otherwise, in previous contract negotiations, you've never seen him talk to any other club. He wants to stay, right? Whereas Garnacho is not a local lad. He's from Argentina and things like that, right? So you'll never know. They always, they like to play for Real Madrid, Barcelona, and things like that, always because a bit more Spanish based as well, making it easier for them. So yeah, that I would say would be the difference.
Okay, comment by Josh. The best part is Weghorst assist. What a pass. Okay, my question to Smurf. Smurf, what's your take on our this loan signing, our loan midfielder signing in the form of Weghorst? What's your take on that?
I don't know. To be honest, I expected much more from him. For me, he is still the we ghosting in the team. Yes, he is here and there, but he's actually just like the ghost, how they float around and move around. He's actually pretty much doing that. I mean, I'm not sure what Josh is saying, to be honest, because he said he's a fantastic header. I mean, there was one ball coming up from drop ball coming up from the air. The guy totally missed it. So if that is the standard of a very very good player, then wow, I think Manchester United is doomed for a very long time, man.
Hashtag Smurf standard. Hashtag Smurf.
I was just gonna say that lah.
So for him playing from actually playing as a centre forward, coming in as a attacking midfield. So maybe that is his position to play for Manchester United.
I mean, besides the one pass that he made to Garnacho, I mean, yeah, I'm going to give him credit for that. I mean, when credit is due, I'm going to give you credit. But besides that, I mean, I really do not know what was he ghosting around the pitch for.
Can I just say that nothing great in the past? The fact that Garnacho made something of it made the pass look good.
No,
Okay?
the
So
fact
not
that
out of
even
pass.
McTominay or Fred could have made such a pass,
Yes,
and
yes,
you're calling that a great pass? Wow.
It
Wow.
looked forced, lah. It looked forced, lah. Okay, talking about a great pass, lah. Okay, I'm going to ask Raj. Okay, the other loan signing. Okay, Marcel Sabitzer. That long pass to Luke Shaw. Before Luke Shaw crossed to Rashford. What's your take on Sabitzer's performance so far? 3 games going into this season so far.
I think Sabitzer will come very good together with Casemiro in midfield. I think he is a little bit more of an upgrade from Eriksen. I'm taking nothing away from Christian Eriksen, but Christian Eriksen defensively is not as good as what Sabitzer is showing. Sabitzer is actually playing like a quasi CDM number 8 kind of thing together with Fred. It's like a Mac Fred, but a bit more upgraded version. Because
much more upgraded version, I would say.
much more upgraded version because McTominay cannot tackle for screws, and our friend Fred, I don't know sometimes what he does on the field. He himself, I don't even know whether he himself knows what he does on the field, but that's how it is. But to be honest, let's give Eric Ten Hag credit where it's due. He was scrapping on barrels. He had to bring in 2 loan signings. Look at the squad that we have. We literally do not have players. We do not have proper strikers. The only place, to be honest, that we are stacked as is at centre back. And still we have a back of cement called the captain of the club in centre back. But the other positions were even more thin. There is no alternate CDM after Casemiro. That's a problem. It's evident, right? 2 games. 2 league games. We are struggling in the middle of the park because we don't have a general to actually clear things around. So Sabitzer has done fantastic so far. I think he has done very, very good. He's a very hardworking player. Something that last season, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the players recommended by Ralph Ratnick, right? And the board actually asked him, who on earth is he? They haven't heard about him. Shows how good they are. They look at players based on FIFA ratings and
FIFA
Pro
cards.
Evolution Soccer or some
That's
nonsense.
why Sabitzer came in with the Salt Bay hairstyle and the moustache and whatnot. So at least Glazers can recognize him. Is he?
So I think he's a good addition to the team, a much welcome addition to the team. I really hope we can get Eriksen back in time. And also, I really, really pray that most of our main players remain fit up to the end of the season. It is going to be a long, long season if we are going to go deep into all the tournaments. So let's hope for the best. I think I have to give Sabitzer a fantastic start to his United career so far. I mean, he came out with a win today. I think his last game we drew, and then this is his 3rd game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, the 3rd game.
The first game he did not come in on full time. He just probably played a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, but I think the last 2 games he should slowly blending into the team. I think he will come very good when he plays alongside Casemiro because we have 2 players who know what they're doing on the field, who know their respective roles.
And no Maguire because he doesn't have to come and babysit the centre backs.
Yes, he did Maguire and Fred today as well.
One Bissaka, you see, they're too scared. Most of the time, Dalo actually runs back. You can literally see Dalo running back to stand beside Maguire because he knows if there's a counter attack, we are screwed. He needs to actually catch up on the pace. So, yeah.
Doc, the next topic. All right, we got to talk about Marcus Rashford. Okay, Marcus Rashford's form continues. His goal scoring continues. Okay, but play wise, right? I think he's still banging into walls, lah. It's just that, of course, when given the opportunity, the chance, you will bury it, lah. I mean, if he's not doing his shots from a distance and he will bury it, lah. So, what's your take on Marcus Rashford?
Can I just say that, you say banging into walls, right? But in today's game, the whole front line didn't create much for the first, I think, 70, 75 minutes. The only times we looked dangerous was when he was on the ball, he was trying to do something. But can I just add that I think that for me personally, and I don't know whether you can ask the rest of the panelists as well, he has changed or he's learned something new as a centre forward. When he used to play as a striker previously, and we all used to say, he's not a striker, he could only do one thing. That was running behind the defense, hope for a threaded through pass, right? And maybe credit to Benny McCarthy as well. He's now improved his sort of positioning as a striker. You see, even today, right? He got between the two defenders for a free header. Okay, we've seen a few of it with the Man City goal. He was there for the tap in, all in between the defender, and that is like something not many strikers have. It comes. It's not something that they can learn, this positioning, right? But he has sort of improvised, and now he looks more of a clinical striker. In fact, I think if you ask me now as a striker, he's probably the best striker we got on our books. Even though his best position, I still feel, is coming in from the left. Even the last game against Leeds, right? He scored a simple tap in between defenders, running behind defenders, right? And that is something that with his speed, if he gets the timing right, he's going to get into good positions. All you need to is to find him. And today Shaw found him with a beautiful cross and he put it away. So I think it's added to his game as a striker, and it is benefiting him. That's why he's got that many goals as he has this season.
21 so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And considering he had 4 league goals last year. So it's a major step up. And basically we are being saved by him on a regular basis, week in, week out at the moment.
No, but we can't be relying on that 100%. I mean, what's the use of basically relying on one striker?
The rest
this is going to be a downfall. What if he gets injured? What if he gets suspended? So we are screwed big time. Yeah, we need to move. We need to get somebody else banging in the goals. At least 1 or 2 more of them.
Yeah. So again, if you look at the front 4, front 5 contribution, look at our contribution up front. Sancho, a couple of goals, or 1 goal, I think. Okay. Anthony started couple on fire, and then after that, not contributing much. Bruno today, open goal, miss. And these are things where they should be putting it away. And that will then lead to your front line being consistent. We are now heavily relying on Rashford. If he gets injured or if he lost a form, we are nothing up front.
That's when Martial comes back in. You understand, no, Doc? That's when
we hope lah. This is a bit too much.
Speaking about Bruno missing the open goal, Smurf, my question to you: do you think that Bruno, right, is in a stage whereby I think that there are signs of fatigue creeping in already? Because we have seen it in the past. If he overplays, I mean, he has been playing every single game, pretty much, Bruno. And then in the past, when he overplays and whatnot, you can actually see he's not as sharp. He does all this kind of funny kind of stuff. So what's your take on that?
Bruno for me is basically, the Bruno Fernandes that I know of is a person who actually came in from Sporting. Those were the days. I think he played very, very good 6 months for us. That is the Bruno I'm still missing today. And it has been seasons, it has been years that I'm failing to see that Bruno again. All I see this time is basically, ref, handball. I mean, he goes around crying like a baby, ref, handball. I mean, come on. If it is a handball, the ref will give you, don't have to bark about it. Put it that way. But besides that, for me, Bruno he's getting to the utter rubbish kind of player for me. But I mean, he has proven himself before in the Premier League. He has came in, he has proven himself. I just hope that he gets back those were the days self and basically do well. I mean, the team that he's surrounded now is basically a team that I would say much more capable of winning things, of winning games, of coming back, of attacking play. I mean, compared to the team that he was revolved around before. So I mean, I just do not know what's wrong with him. What's hindering him from actually being the player that when he just joined us. So for me, Bruno at the moment, if it was me, I would actually just sub him out. I would actually not even start him. Maybe give him a rest for the next 2 to 3 games.
Who is going to play?
I mean, yeah, if we had Eriksen in the team, fit and ready to go or so forth, but for now, I mean, it's just going to be Bruno, but he has to really step up his game, if you ask me. He has to step up and stop being a crybaby on the pitch.
Maybe Bruno, right? We should put him on the right for the time being and whatnot, so he doesn't really have to run that much, do too much work, and let maybe Sancho or someone take the number 10 role. What do you think, Raj? Give him a little bit of a break, and why not? What do you think?
See, Bruno Fernandes, despite the goals drying up, the assists drying up, etc., I feel this season he has really performed as the captain of the team more than Maguire can ever dream of in his entire life. He is one of the reasons pushing the team forward. Of course, yes, granted, he's missing a lot of clear-cut chances, etc., all those things. But he is the player who is creating something out of nothing most of the time. and he actually pushes the team forward. I feel his leadership qualities are even showing more than how much it was last season. So to be honest, he's naked. He is really, really tired. I think Bruno Fernandes, and I can't remember who's the other player besides Bruno who plays almost every single game. Maybe Rashford, but I think they are the ones who are playing almost week in, week out. Luke Shaw is another player who's playing in almost every game. But Bruno Fernandes literally, I think every 3 days once, he probably plays the game and then he rests and then he plays the next game. I don't think he even trains in between, right?
Yes.
So the problem is the actual replacement for Bruno Fernandes was Donny van de Beek. I think we all forgot about that. And we all know what happened to Donny van de Beek, and he's no longer around for the entirety of the season. And given that the brilliant board that we have, who are even blind than the bat itself, so they were not even willing to even spend a couple of thousands of pounds to actually sign better players. So this is what we have ended up with. So we just have to make do with Bruno and just hope that he actually stays fit and give him a break every now and then. Hopefully, let's see. The problem is, if we had started on the front foot, we had got a 2-0 or 3-0 lead in the beginning, we could have rested Bruno, to be honest.
Yes. Maybe
The
putting
problem is the
Iqbal
goals
and
came in very late. The goals came in very late, so we didn't have the opportunity to rest our better players. And I feel honestly, Bruno is one of our better players.
Wismop mentioned, I prefer a Bruno that fight for every call, complain to referee, show passion. That's a fine line, this one. Fine line being passionate and fine line being pure irritating. So I think
there's a limit to it. There's a limit to it. There's a limit to you complaining to ref. Yeah.
Kind of like cross the
No,
line.
but I think these kind of Portuguese players, Spanish players have always been like that. They've always been the type to whine and
the low, right?
all of them. They whine, they dive, they fall down, they roll around. It's normal. And for me, I think
whatever
is
go
right,
bro.
You're talking about Dalo, you forgot Ronaldo lah. The granddaddy of them all, man.
Yeah, they're all always whining, so it doesn't matter lah.
Justin Shaw, Doc can't wait to speak about the gear.
No, but he has to up his game, Doc put it that way. Bruno has to up his game. I mean, he has been missing in game sets at times. Yes, I don't deny that. I mean, you are going to compare in leadership terms, Bruno versus Maguire, like what Rush say. I mean, even if you give the armband to Garnacho, he will actually be a better leader than Maguire. So we don't have to go into who's a better leader in the team. But I mean, besides the point that Bruno is a fantastic player, don't get me wrong, but he has not been performing up to expectations from the time that when he came in, when the whole entire team was on his shoulder. He's no longer that player.
One question: when you're talking about expectations of Bruno, what are you expecting from Bruno? I mean,
we are expecting him to basically be in the game. I mean, open play, that 1-2 passes, basically tries on goals attempts. I mean, but this is what we don't see. I mean, like just now, he either take the shot or he probably could have made an early pass to the left when Rashford was actually. I mean, if he was vigilant enough, Rashford was actually on the speed and it was just going to be another simple tap in. So,
but we're talking about only today's game. He's been quite consistent throughout the season so far. Actually, the problem now is very simple. The problem now is your midfield is Koya. Okay, before this, when you got Casemiro and Eriksen there, steady, he can perform. He's playing in the hole, he's playing with the front three and the striker. He's playing just behind the striker, supposedly, right? He's not supposed to come down to midfield so much to collect the ball. Now he has to do that because our midfield is open. How many times we saw him running back, and that will actually limit his ability to go forward. Now, when he had
Casemiro, we don't have to go to that far. You don't have to go that far. I mean, we even see Vigros. We even see Vigros coming back today to actually assist in the defense parts.
The problem is the midfield. You saw today the whole game, we couldn't hold on to the ball. We were not creating anything.
No, that's not the midfield problem. I mean, that is basically the defense problem. That is why, for me, the game was very, very bad from the start. Why? Because we were never composed on the ball. We were never comfortable on the ball. We were trying to play from the back, but we failed tremendously. We were trying to send the balls up, but it just kept back coming in seconds.
Then
this all changed until Linka came in the team. Until Linka came in. you can see there's a bit more composure at the back, and then we actually was gradually to move forward. So for me, I mean, the topic is Bruno. For me, like I said, he is a fantastic player, no doubt, but he has been missing in games most of
If
the
the
times.
ball is not coming to him, what can he do? That's why the front three in the first half, Sancho, Rashford, and Bruno couldn't create anything because from the back nothing was coming. There was no true balls. So like normally Martinez will actually play those kind of balls down the left channel. That was not coming. Malaysia is not pushing forward, and midfield they couldn't get hold of the midfield. So the front three are not getting the ball. That's why you couldn't create anything until
It's not just the front three.
moved-
The
they
whole
took off-
entire front players did not get the ball.
exactly.
It was just
So
long
how can you
balls
say then
getting
Bruno
back.
was bad? You can't say Bruno is bad. So all that changed when he made the subs. When Malaysia went out and Luke Shaw went left, he was able to move forward. When Martinez came in for at Luke Shaw's position, they were able to create something going down the left. And then you saw we started controlling that last 15-20 minutes.
No,
I
but
think-
whatever the case is, for me, Bruno is not the player that he used to be from those days. I mean, he's not creating chances. Yes, like you say, he don't get the ball. But what you do when you don't get the ball, you make a passing line. You go down to the midfield, make a passing line, obtain the ball, open the play, pass it to the flanks, follow up with runs right to the forward. This is what I don't see from Bruno. This is exactly what I don't see from Bruno.
That's the problem. He's coming down to
Besides that
collect
one
the ball.
particular one, when he got the ball because of the opponent's mistake in defense, and he went one-on-one with the keeper and actually shot the ball. I mean, but besides that, I didn't really see nothing much from him.
Exactly,
think
because
maybe,
half the
right?
time he's coming down to collect the ball. When normally you've got Ericsson who comes down, collects the ball, and sprints it down for him to be more efficient and up front.
Okay,
Well,
Martin
we
went
just
to
have to
goal.
see when Casemiro comes back into the team, and we'll see how he performs
Yeah.
from there on. Yeah.
Casemiro, on top of that, Sabitzer. I think we will see a different Bruno. We will see, I mean, of course, the anchor is, of course, Casemiro, but of course, with Sabitzer, it will unlock Bruno's full potential. I feel.
And at least if we had, all fit, right? Casemiro, Ericsson, and Sabitzer now in, right? Then you can take turn to probably rest Bruno. You can play Ericsson in his position.
Yeah.
Sabitzer and Casemiro.
He's a bit overplayed at times. I mean, let's be frank. He's a bit overplayed. I mean, he has been playing from, the entire season. He has been involved in the World Cup. He has been, he has been probably the player who played most of the games. One of the players who actually played most of the games for Manchester United as well. So yes, you can see he's a bit tired, lethargic. His stamina is kicking. It's not as good as before. So he deserves a rest. But the question mark is once again that Raj asked earlier. There's no candidate to be filling up his shoes at the moment.
I think the last time he had the rest was when he got suspended for something, right? So the yellow
And then
card.
there's one game where they played Ericsson in his position, I think.
Yes, correct. Okay,
But
Raj,
now we don't have Ericsson again.
Yeah, so you got
Yeah,
no
Raj.
choice now.
we were talking about Martinez just now. So again, how important? I mean, we spoke about Casemiro being an integral part of the team. How about Martinez? What's your take on him?
Martinez is another fantastic player. The vision that both Martinez and Varane have from centre back is unparalleled. I mean, that's the world class players that we need at Manchester United. We need players with the vision. You see the balls that he was throwing to Rashford, and all that passes that he was giving, the confidence that he has holding on to the ball. That is how good Martinez is. I was actually very surprised why he didn't start the game today, because he's going to get the rest on Thursday anyways. So he could have actually easily started and then played the next game against Leicester again. But it is what it is. But he was really good when he came on, as always. Lisandro Martinez, he is the butcher that they call him to be, and fantastic performance once again. I mean, everyone did well to me except for Maguire. Maguire was just non-existent on the team. I mean, seriously, just stop giving us this kind of shit kind of players on the field, Eric Ten Hag. The vision is there, the direction is there, the team is playing fantastically well. I mean, you could have played Lindelof there today for all you want. Could have given Lindelof a good 90 minutes at right centre back. I think he cannot be as bad as Maguire was. Maguire cannot even pass the ball. That's the problem. He can't pass the ball. The ball wobbles when he passes it.
He can't even turn quick to pass the ball to De Gea. Put it that
He
way.
turns like a lorry with 12 tires where the entire body of the lorry has to turn. That's how he usually turns. It's like either like this, the entire body turns, or like that, the entire body turns. When we were taught last time, when you get the ball, you flip and then you straight away turn. He can't do that. These are all very, very basic things in football.
Admin Gomba, Eric Ten Hag need to play Maguire lah, just to give him feel of playing before playing Barca. Excuse me, you want to play Maguire in Barcelona
They were
game?
heart attack each and every one of United fan watching the game today.
Okay, Adam Koo mentioned, yeah, well, Maguire non-stop giving the ball to opponent. What a player. That was like, he was doing it like 2-3
Correct.
times in a row. 2-3 times.
Bugger, it was like until it came to a point where I was actually thinking it's basically Maguire. If you open the MUFC jersey, inside is actually having a Leeds United jersey inside. Probably
bro,
10
it's
against
like,
12.
It's like, okay,
Change
picture
his
it,
jersey all the time.
picture it in this way, right? It's like the entire field is Wi-Fi connection and Maguire is still dial-up internet. That's how bad it is.
No, Maguire actually connected to the Wi-Fi of Leeds United.
Yeah, or he's using smoke signal or some
Smoke
nonsense.
signal. eh.
He can't just think on the dot. The moment you're getting the ball, you have to think where you're going to pass the ball next. With Maguire, it's not like that. The moment
Bugger,
he gets
he's
the
still
ball,
using a Pentium 1, He's still on a Pentium 1.
But
3 or 4
Maguire, right,
touches, and then he passes out
it's
to another
either-
player, opposing
I
player.
think he had a very, very thick skin, or the guy has really self-high esteem, you know, the way he act, like he's doing a great job on the field.
No, the way like people like.
I mean, did you
nuts
see
off,
the
like,
way he celebrated Garnacho's goal?
Yeah.
Did you guys
Yeah,
notice the way he celebrated Garnacho's goal? Come on, for me, damn, it's a freaking hypocrite kind of act,
Pattern maximum lah. Okay, Nicholas mentioned Maguire and the team just gives Ole Ragnick deja vu vibes.
Exactly. It was like watching Ole for a moment. That's how slow and lethargic the football was for a bit.
Okay, guys, so now we are sitting right.
Maguire was bad lah. Maguire was bad, but the whole team was not much better. Let's not forget that. So 75 minutes, we were crap lah. We were second best for 75 minutes.
Crap for 75 minutes. At least we secured the 3 points, and we are sitting at second. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
but another
honestly,
thing that we got
we
to-
were lucky to escape with the win.
No,
First of
we
all.
got to focus on getting a fast head start in games. I mean,
Correct.
doesn't matter whether it's the first half or the second half. If you guys notice throughout the recent games, we are always slacking at the first 10 to 15 minutes of every game, especially the second half today. Possibly we could have had a heart attack the way they were attacking us.
If
Guys,
we can get a 2-0 or 3-0 lead in a game, then we can start resting the bigger players for the
No,
next
the
game.
problem
we are
is,
struggling because a lot of non-perform. I mean, say not consistently performing players. Players like up front and all that, right? Anthony, Sancho, all some games hot and cold, some games hot and cold.
I think
That's why we're
it's not
struggling.
only
We're
that.
not
No,
clicking
it's
as a attacking unit.
Not only that, I think it's fatigue kicking in. You know, we've been playing like every 3 days. It's a matter of time lah before even the greatest team of greatest of all teams will break down lah. With the depth that we have, we are overplaying the place. We got no choice. I think we can't really, like blame the place and whatnot. If just if we are just playing one week a game and whatnot, right? Like Newcastle or Arsenal or whoever it is, right? I think we'll be fine. It's just that-
Now, let's not sound like the team that went and played every game in the
No, but
season.
I agree with Dom.
Let's
I agree
not
with
sound
you.
like them, okay?
I agree with you.
No,
Games
but
as it comes.
But the problem is this: the substitutes that are supposed to play are also not good enough. The players that are coming in off the bench, if they were good enough, then you can still rotate. Okay, say if Maguire, Lindelof are performing, right? You can still rotate. You can rest Varane one game, because then you know that the backups who come in are still going to perform. The problem we have is the backups also are not good enough. Your McTominays, your Freds, your Lindelof,
Squad
Maguire.
depth lah. That's what I say. Squad depth lah. Squad depth. We don't have the squad depth, and then we are overplaying our players, and then we are breaking down. There's no way around it. Is it?
I mean, just look at the next 2 games ahead of us. I mean, one, we're going to travel to the Nou Camp. Okay, on the 17th, we're going to play a game there. On the 19th, we are home against Leicester City.
Who are picking
And
up?
then we got a 5-day rest, and then the next game at home here. So the games are quick and swift. Put it that way. It's swift. The games are too
And
swift.
followed
So
by a final on that. The
26.
26.
Yeah,
the fourth
yes,
game.
exactly. Hopefully by then, at least, I know I'm a Marcel fan. Hopefully Marcel is ready, Anthony is ready, Casemiro is ready. Hopefully Eriksen somehow, if he can actually play and whatnot, will be good lah. Will be good for us lah. Okay, so
I mean, you're still hoping on Anthony to be ready to come on the pitch and dance.
No, but doesn't matter. At least when he comes and plays, your right side, at least whatever said and done, you can rest another player.
Actually, I'd rather have Sancho playing. The fella had a long rest, so I'll actually rather have Sancho on the pitch. To be honest, comparable to Anthony at the
Look,
moment,
whatever
at the
said and
Anthony's
done, right? We
performance
still
at this
need
moment. Yeah,
we still need our players to be fit.
yeah, we
Even
still
at least
not
at
only
least
that,
if
we
he's
need
there,
good bench. Yeah,
at least if he's there, you get bench strength. He can come off the bench. He can start.
yeah, we need good bench. Yeah.
Option.
Okay, guys, expectations, right? Right now, where we are at, okay, expectations, Smurf. How far do you think we can actually go? Do you think that we'll be, we can actually win the league, or maybe two trophies and whatnot? What's your take on that?
It's too soon to say. If you ask me personally, I mean, if it's going to be a biased vote, I'm going to say, yeah, probably we're going to go very far in all tournaments. I mean, we are in the finals in the League Cup. We probably have an opportunity to go far in the FA Cup. We also have an opportunity to go far in the Europa Cup, and we have a good chance if MC and Arsenal slips up to actually even win the Premier League. But I mean, this is going to be a very biased statement. So for me, it's still February. It's still too soon to see. It's too soon to say. We are in 4 different competitions, and we are not doing like what some other teams did. I mean, not mentioning who they are, but they lose out on the League Cup and lose out on the FA Cup and try to focus on one trophy, which probably they're never gonna get. So I mean, we are focused on all 4 fronts. So for me, it's too soon to say how far we're gonna go, but we can just wish and hope that our team lifts at least 1 or 2 trophies this particular season.
And hopefully,
It's possible.
hopefully
It's
we can-
very, very possible. Yeah.
hopefully by next week, right, with more concrete news and about the takeover by the new owners and whatnot, it will give a boost to the players and the manager and also the fans. I'm really looking forward to that, because right now we are not at our 100%. A lot of injuries, a lot of players out of the game. But hopefully, as we are closing in to the end of the season, right, we can actually get a string of like maybe games whereby 100% Manchester United, the whole full squad. I think they will be fantastic to watch. Okay. So, man of the match, Raj.
Man of the match. Oh, tough one. Would say David De Gea, I guess.
Hey, Dave.
They
Hey, come on, this is bias, lah. Smurf is
No.
not being-
Listen me out. To be able to actually play in front at the back of Harry Maguire and keep a clean sheet in itself, it's an achievement. Okay, deserves a gold medal in itself.
He has a valid point, to be honest. He has a freaking valid point.
Dog also was shocked when he was shocked when with your man of the match.
I mean, you all remember what I said in the group, right? I said, like, look, we are in it for it today, and Lord behold, we actually survived it and we won it with a clean sheet. Yeah, I would. Besides De Gea, I think Rashford lah. I mean, Rashford. To be honest, Rashford he provided the difference. That's what I'm trying to say. Overall, his game was quite bad. Rashford, as we know, is a moments player. I think 2 or 3 really good movements on the ball, as usual, and then he got that all-important first goal that allowed us to ease up in the game a little bit, and then Garnacho for that fantastic finish. So it's very, very difficult for me to say. Even if Rashford also, I feel like, nah, it's not Rashford.
really, right? Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, lah.
I
Just
could-
give David De Gea, lah. Give David De
I-
Gea, lah.
Yeah, it's De Gea or Sabitzer lah. I think Sabitzer did well also.
I wanted to say. Okay, Doc. How about you, Doc?
Well, actually, to be honest, right, nobody was outstanding enough to be man of the match.
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody was really outstanding. I mean, Rashford scored the winning, the goal that took us into the lead. Garnacho scored the goal, but nobody was really outstanding. And for that, I'm going to give it out of personal reasons for reaching 400 appearances for one club.
Who's your man of the
Record
match?
breaker.
And
Record breaker.
don't forget, still at 1-0, he had to stick out a boot to save after one of Maguire's screw up. So I would give the man of the match as well.
Surprise.
Please don't say David De Gea, your man of the match.
No, I'll go for Rashford. Put it away. Today, I mean, it's going to be in between Sabitzer and Rashford. So I think yes, Rashford was. He was basically not doing very well in the first half. I think Eiling was all over him. And he was. I mean, like what Doc said, the balls didn't come by. He couldn't do much. But once in the second half, after we got grip of the game and Ninka came in, I think he performed well, and he gave us a very, very first important goal, and that actually led to the second goal and 3 points. Very, very valuable 3 points for us, because the last game we lost, we dropped 2 points, and it was very devastating. So for me, the performance he put in today, I mean, the timing of his run, the timing of his header, it's not going to be an easy header. It's in between players, if you notice, one right, one left, and he actually still made it happen. So for me, it's going to be Rashid for today.
I think we have to mention also Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw had a very, very good game because Luke Shaw was initially playing beside Harry Maguire, and he only got a breather after Martinez came in, and he was able to breathe easy after that a little bit. But I think Luke Shaw made a lot of last-ditch tackles, a lot of 50-50s. I think that goes unnoticed as well. Very good performance. As usual, I think
No,
Luke Shaw this season, after what I told him the starting of the season, this season he has been really, really good together with Marcus Rashford.
I mean, he's good, no matter what. I mean, that's what I always said from those days. We did not need to buy a new left back, and we do not need to buy a new right back. We can actually AWB, Luke Shaw. You talk about Dalot, and even Teles. I mean, I'm still with Teles. I mean, these guys, they are fantastic players. So right back, left back for United, I think we are covered. And yeah, Luke Shaw is another one who played decently well today. I mean, there were shaky moments from him at the back. There were shaky moments, but you can't blame him. He was actually playing beside a fridge. So I mean, whoever who plays beside the fridge or even at the back of the fridge, if you perform well, you are saluted definitely. So yeah,
You definitely need a statue for yourself in front of Old Trafford.
Adam Koo, hello. DDG almost become Maguire 2.0 just now. Exactly. So for me, my man of the match, I'll probably go with Sabitzer, right? I see a lot of potential in this lad. I can't wait for Casemiro to come back in, and then with combination with Bruno Fernandes as well. It's going to be fantastic. And of course, with Marcel leading the line. Okay, and with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Please, like usual, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Good night. Thank you, Smurf. Smurf Goyer.
Smurf Goyer made an appearance.
Hey.